So, I'm almost 30 years old. Growing up, I used to think that hitting 30 meant slowing down, getting a dad bod, losing energy, and being past your prime. But that's such a lie I've been sold. Right now, I generally feel stronger, much more focused, have much higher energy, and it's not because of some magic pill. It's a result of small changes I did in my 20s consistently over time. And honestly, now at 29, I feel better and look better than I did at 19. Back then, my diet consisted of frozen pizza, gummies, Pringles, and soda. I was working night shifts, barely sleeping, and I was stuck in a cycle of eating junk food, going to work, crashing out, and repeating. So in this video, I want to break down everything I did between the ages of 20 to 30 that helped me to look and feel my best. So here's the part most health influencers never talk about. Being healthy and looking great, it's not only about eating clean and working out. It's also about your job. If you're stuck in a job that you hate, that constant stress and anxiety will wreck your health. No matter how many salads you eat, how many times you hit the gym, let's be real. After a long shift, the last thing you want to do is meal prep or go and have a good workout. When I was doing night shifts, all I wanted after work was a can of soda, some junk food, some TV show, and go to sleep. That is why the first major shift that I made, the one that changed everything for me, was getting a remote job. At first, I freelanced online, building websites, editing videos, whatever I could to make money from home. And my first client was $5 on Fiverr. And when I started making like $1.5 thousand per month, I began investing straight into my health. And most people overcomplicate health. It really comes down to three main components: sleep, food, exercise. Sleep is king, and one of the hardest things out of all of these three things to get it right. Your body heals when you sleep. Your brain detoxes, your hormones reset. If you want better skin, better focus, faster fat loss, fix your sleep. Start with one simple rule: no screens and blue light 1 hour before you go to bed. Your melatonin will thank you. Also, blackout curtains, make your room cold, drink some magnesium. These things changed my sleep game completely. And even now, some nights I sleep like a baby, but sometimes I get not such a good sleep. And I'll be honest, again, having a remote work really does help with your sleep. When you know that you don't have to wake up to an alarm clock and then, quickly rush from your home, commute in traffic to the job that you don't like, you sleep much better because the job you have takes the most of your time. Everything revolves around your career, around your job. This is the most important pillar for your health. And when you sleep better, you perform better. And of course, you look better. Okay, let's talk about food. So first things first, forget about crash diets. You don't need to eat keto, carnivore, or any extreme trend. You just need whole, unprocessed foods. Think eggs, fish, meat, veggies, fruits, olive oil. That's it. Simply eat from this list, skip the drive-thru, and you're already ahead of 95% of people. Exercise. So science backs it up. Lifting heavy weights will slow aging. It will boost your brain function, regulates mood, increase your metabolism, lets you eat more without gaining fat. Michael Phelps used to eat 10,000 calories a day during his peak training. When you're active enough, you don't need to starve. So during my 20s, I hit the gym 2 to 3 times per week. I did cardio, running mostly, and I recently started swimming, which is, in my opinion, an OP cardio exercise. So here's what I did consistently throughout my 20s that really helped me look younger in my 30s, right? I'm not 30 yet, but I'm gonna be soon, right? In a few months from now. So first of all, as I said, remote work. It gave me time, mental peace, and income to reinvest into my health. Intermediate fasting. It's not just for fat loss. It really helped me with mental clarity and focus. I love eating after my work is finished, not the first thing in the morning. And it really builds up this discipline that if you work hard, you're gonna have some sort of reward by the end. And in this case, reward was food that I was eating. Skincare. And look, skincare is not just for women, okay? Your skin is your body's largest organ. It protects you, cools you, and it's the first thing people see. Investing just 2 minutes a day into your skincare is not a vanity, it's a hygiene. And long term, you're gonna thank yourself when you're 40 years old looking like you're 28. So here's what I do for my skincare. In the morning, I simply cleanse my skin with 10% acid cleanser, and then I use a cream to moisturize it. In the evening, I do the same thing. Just before I moisturize, I apply a vitamin C serum. Let's talk about my diet. Okay, so I eat the same thing every day. Breakfast, which I eat at around 12 p.m., consists of 4 eggs cooked in olive oil, 1/2 avocado, and 3 rice cakes. For lunch, I either gonna have chicken breast or beef with 2 sweet potatoes and 4 carrots. And for dinner, I eat a dessert, which is usually gonna be protein ice cream with banana, dark chocolate, and protein oatmeal. And that protein ice cream is an absolute game changer, okay? I make my own ice cream using this thing called Ninja Creamy, and it allows me to make 500 ml ice cream, like a container, which is literally 420 calories, and it has 80 grams of protein. I put in 400 grams of Greek yogurt plus 1 scoop of protein powder, which is like collagen protein powder from My Protein. And my daily calorie intake is around 2,600 calories per day, covering all of my macros, focusing on high protein. And for the exercise, I hit the gym 2 to 3 times per week. And 2 of those days mostly consists of calisthenics / bodyweight workouts mixed with some cardio. And 1 day is focused on heavy lifting with progressive overload and sprint cardio on this thing called air bike, which I honestly hate. And other than that, I try to hit my 10K steps every single day and go to sleep and wake up at the same time. Your 20s will either set you up for amazing life or make everything 10 times harder for you in the future. I'm not saying you need to have it all figured out, because most people don't, but your habits, routines, and discipline that you build in this decade will carry you for your lifetime. If you're eating garbage food, not moving your body, staying up late, and waking up feeling like crap, that momentum and those habits don't just go away when you magically hit 30. It actually gets harder. But if you build strong foundation now, a healthy body, a clear mind, a strong discipline, that stuff compounds. The physique you build in your 20s is going to be much more easier for you to maintain it in your 30s, 40s, and 50s. The discipline and habits you build now will also become unbreakable. You don't magically wake up one day with strong self-control and discipline. You train it in the reps, just like in the gym. And look, I wasted a few years early on as well. I had a frozen pizza life, I've drunk soda, I was working jobs that I hated and feeling like I'm wasting my life, and I was tired all the time. But once I started changing that and decided to start getting my shit together, everything slowly started shifting. And I genuinely believe that if you take your 20s seriously, not in a strict miserable way, but in a way where you consistently show up for yourself every single day, you're gonna build a version of yourself that your future self will thank you for. Because the time will pass anyway, and you will have to live with the decisions you made early on. The things that feel great in the short term are usually bad for you in the long term. But the things that are painful and difficult in the short term, they're usually great for you later on. Whenever you have a day when you just binge on junk food and play video games, you might feel good in the short term, but by the end of the day, you feel like crap. But when you do something difficult, when you hit the gym, when you work hard on your business or your career, it might feel difficult and stressful in the moment, but by the end of the day, you're proud that you did so. Funny how that works, right? Because once you hit 30, 35, 40, you're either going to be trying to catch up or you're going to be cruising on momentum. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. Start eating real food. Start moving your body. Start building skills instead of distracting yourself. You're going to mess up. You're going to miss out a workout. You're going to eat crap sometimes. But that's okay. The point isn't perfection. The point is the direction you're going and the consistency. And every day that you choose to level up, even just by 1%, you're depositing that effort into your future self. So choose the harder path now, because later on, you will thank yourself. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see everything that I did to build a aesthetic body, check out this video right here.